Hello, beautiful souls. Welcome back to Unbound Soul Tarot. My name is Helen, and I am thrilled that you are here with me today watching this pick a card reading. I hope you're all doing super well and having an amazing day, night, morning, afternoon, or whatever it is that you are having. Now, in today's reading, we are going to be focusing on what it is about your current situation that you're not seeing, aka what are your blind spots right now. And it's going to be more of a quick check-in just to see what it is that you're dealing with, what are the blind spots that you're not seeing, and how you can deal with them or what you can do about these blind spots. So it's just going to be this like quick check-in with you and piece of advice as well for you to move forward from this situation. So we have 4 piles in front of us, as you can see, but we don't have any gemstones, and I just didn't feel called to attach any gemstones to any of the piles. So all you can really go off of this time is purely your intuition. Nothing really visually to guide you too much. So I hope that it's okay and that you'll still be able to kind of feel your way through the piles and find which one resonates with you. But yeah, the piles go from left to right as always. So this is pile number 1, 2, 3, and 4. And yeah, there's really no rush. You can just pause the video if you need to, take a few deep breaths, really calm yourself, ground yourself, make sure that your mind is not buzzing with everything that you are currently thinking of or needing to do and all that kind of stuff. Try and tune everything out for a second and just center yourself, feel your way through the piles. And when you feel ready, just go into the description box or also in the comment section down below, and you'll be able to find your timestamp and jump to your pile straight away. So as always, happy choosing, and I will see you guys in just a sec. Hello, pile number 1. So this is your reading, and I hope that it wasn't too difficult to choose without the gemstones attached. But anyway, here you are. So I'm really glad that you are watching this reading. But yeah, we're going to start off with your current situation first. We're going to see what is going on with you right now and what kind of situation we are dealing with to begin with. Now, please guys, remember that this is still a general reading, okay? So everything that comes through that doesn't really resonate with you too much, you can just leave it be. It's most likely going to be someone else's message and not yours. So yeah, always use your discernment, always use your intuition when you're watching these tarot readings online. And always remember that you have free will, you have personal power to make changes in your life that you want to make, okay? So nothing that I say is set in stone, and yeah, you pretty much have the power here. And also, I do feel inclined to say that if you are struggling from any like mental difficulties, or if anything is like really weighing you down, if you're not in a good place, then please be super careful watching these readings, because I know that they can be quite triggering. And if anything comes through this reading that does really trigger you, please stop watching immediately, okay? Just take care of yourselves and look after your mental health, okay? That's the most important thing here. But having said all of that, let's jump straight into your cards. Okay, we're starting off with the High Priest. Okay. Oh, we also have the Holy Mountain. Oh my God, this is crazy. And we have Ceremony, Invocation. I was just about to say that there is like so much kind of like sacred and spiritual energy coming through. And then, yeah, it's insane. Oh, of course. And then we have the 6th chakra, Archangel Metatron. And finally, we have Caring Connections in reverse. Okay. Sorry, I'm going to fidget around with the cards. You already know, so bear with me. Okay, so pile number 1, I'm kind of getting the sense that you may be leading a more solitary, or, you know, like a more isolated existence right now, where maybe like the main focus of your life right now is to kind of like make sense of your place in the world and like really deal with these like bigger questions in life, and trying to attain some kind of connection to either your higher self or to God, to spirit, to your spirit guides. It feels like you're very much in that kind of higher level energy, or at least you're trying to connect in that energetic sphere. It may be that you quite recently like discovered either some form of religion for yourself or some form of spiritual practice for yourself, and it may be like rather new for you. So it could be that you're kind of like focused on getting a better grip on that, or working out some sort of like routine and kind of like getting acquainted with the whole concept. It could be that. Or it could be that if it's not something that you like recently discovered for yourself, it could be that it's just like there is a bigger need for that right now for you. It could be that there are some sort of issues or problems that are quite overwhelming for you in your like routine daily life and that mundane existence that we all lead. It could be that you're dealing with something quite difficult, and that sort of like spiritual realm and spiritual connections and just kind of finding a deeper purpose or finding a deeper meaning to things, and finding that peace of quiet is also what I want to say. That could be where you're trying to find refuge right now, where you're trying to kind of escape from what it is that you're dealing with or what it is that needs dealing. And so you're kind of keeping yourself away from maybe your family or your friends. Maybe you're not really as social, as connected as you were before. It just feels kind of isolated, I have to say. And I'm not getting like a very lonely vibe. Honestly, I feel more so that it's something that you chose to do because you needed that space, you needed that time, and you needed that focal point. You needed that the ability to have that time with just like yourself, or with you and spirit, with you and God. It feels very sacred like that. Now, for some of you, because I don't know why, but when I saw the Caring Connections card come out in reverse, and I saw all of these like very high level connection cards as well, I do have to say that for a chosen few of you, it could be that the thing that you're trying to like kind of get away from or get some peace of mind about is some sort of like separation, or maybe even a divorce, because it just feels like there is some sort of rift between you and someone else, or between you and other people. So that's definitely for like a very small group of you. I don't feel like a lot of you are dealing with some sort of separation, but that was coming through for some of you. But yeah, generally it just feels like you're kind of in a separated energy, or it feels like you're working on some sort of higher level connections with something more meaningful, or you're trying to find something that would touch you on a soul level. Honestly, I feel like that's the element that you're kind of missing, or that's the element that you're trying to get for yourself in your life. Honestly, like some of you could actually have taken some time off from work, or maybe like you've actually gone on some sort of retreat, which I do see with this holy mountain. Some of you could very well have done that, but mainly I'm just getting like this energetic isolation, not as much like physical isolation. And for some of you, I also feel like this spiritual connection that you're seeking is so that you could get some sort of answers to, again, whatever kind of issue or problem you are facing in your mundane world, or like regarding something that happened, some sort of like disappointing situation or something that kind of made you question things. I feel like you have some questions, and you could be looking for that connection so that you could get those answers. So you could be turning to like the spiritual side or the religious side for that reason. So just take it as it resonates. I'm kind of getting like different messages here. But yeah, it definitely feels like this is your kind of more so alone time, and you're seeking some sort of deeper connection. But if you resonate with that part, if that's something that you are currently going through and dealing with, then you're definitely watching the correct pile. And now we can get into the blind spot that you're not seeing right now as you're dealing with this situation, and what you can do about this blind spot. So let's see. Oh, wow. Okay, we have the Blasted Beach, which is like the Tower card. Yeah, we also have the Five of Swords. Wow, the coloration of these cards is kind of crazy. Oh my goodness. Okay, and we also have Death. Okay, yeah, big energies coming through. I don't want anyone to get freaked out though, because I know that some people talk about like bad cards and good cards in tarot. I don't really believe that there are like bad cards and good cards. They're just all describing different energies, different situations, and it all comes down to perspective, right? But okay, getting all the cards out first. We also have the Three of Pentacles, oh, the Eight of Wands, and the Six of Wands. Okay, I definitely feel that for some of you, this is talking about some sort of like big ending. And again, especially because of this Caring Connections card and the High Priest as well, it could be that it is regarding some sort of relationship or a very, very deep level connection or intimate partnership that you had with someone. So for some of you, that's definitely the case. But okay, I hope this is not going to come off in the wrong way, but with this blind spot, right, I'm looking at these cards and I kind of get this sense that for those of you who did go through like a breakup, a separation, or a divorce, I feel like what the blind spot in this situation is that this kind of maybe like surprising or very unpleasant rift that took place, I feel like it happened because maybe you were like ignoring some of the red flags that have been kind of popping up for quite some time, and now it was just like universe kind of taking matters into its own hands, because I just feel like there was something that wasn't really right about this connection, or about the energy between you, or about the situation that ended. Again, it doesn't have to be like necessarily a romantic scenario or like a breakup scenario, but whatever like shook up your world for a bit, or whatever happened that made you kind of, you know, dive into this more deeper energy where you're trying to like find these answers and trying to find some sort of like bigger purpose, bigger meaning to things. I feel like the situation happened again because it's like you were ignoring or you were postponing actually ending the thing or ending the situation because it was kind of like supposed to end. There were some things that weren't really right for you and that possibly weren't right for the other person. So there was just something that wasn't right about the situation. But I feel like you didn't really want to like end the situation. You didn't want to call it quits. And so you maybe like kept pushing it on and on and on, and yeah, I just feel like it just came to a breaking point, honestly. So that's the blind spot for some of you, that this was something that kind of needed to happen, and that was just getting postponed a lot. And that's really what like caused the situation to come to this very abrupt like breakup. But for others of you, I feel like the blind spot is really talking about like the how you can't really have peace and answers when you're in the middle of this kind of energy here. We have the blasted beach and death, both of them coming out with the Five of Swords. All of those are very high energy, very hectic cards, truly, and they bring about a lot of chaos. Fives, numerologically speaking, are all talking about change and upheaval and just like abrupt energies, really, that are shaking up the energy of the peaceful number 4, right? That's like numerologically speaking what fives stand for. And you have that smack dab in the middle. Plus you have, again, these major arcana cards that are also talking about very, very intense energies. So again, I feel like the answers or the meaning that you're maybe trying to find is something that you're not really able to get to in that very hectic energy. So I kind of feel like the things to kind of remember here is that, like, when you actually give it time, when you actually allow the biggest kind of shock and the biggest shifts to ease out, that's when you can really find that kind of peace and understanding that you may be looking for right now. Because I feel like within these like very hectic energies, it's so difficult to actually see what you need to see. You kind of need to allow the energies to play out first, and the energy to kind of subside a bit. And when all the rubble is kind of when everything has stopped like coming down and crumbling and shifting, because that's the energy that you seem to be like actually surrounded by, even though it seems that you are seeking like shelter from that kind of energy. That's the reality that is surrounding you. So that kind of needs to get settled first, and then I feel like you can actually start making sense of it, because it's just so fresh right now, and you may not be seeing things very clearly, or perception may be a bit like askew because of how, like, again, high level intensity these energies have. But I feel like what you can do here, this section is talking about the advice portion, right? This is talking about what you can do with this blind spot. We have the Three of Pentacles and the Eight of Wands and the Six of Wands. So with the Three of Pentacles and the Eight of Wands coming out, I just feel like what you could really do here, or what would really help you, is actually not like isolating yourself from that situation, but actually reaching out to the other party, or to anyone else who is maybe involved in the situation, and like talking about the situation and talking about whatever happened, maybe your own like perspective and your own feelings, and just kind of being in communication with the other side or with the other people. It feels like it's going to actually help move the situation along, and it's going to help you find peace more quickly, because the Three of Pentacles is talking about this like this level of mastery, but it's also talking about like working together with people, or incorporating people into your practice, or into whatever it is that you are doing. So it's kind of funny to me that energy of incorporating other people is coming out when the energy that you seem to be in right now, that you seem to be craving, is this like isolation and wanting to shelter yourself from from the situation that you're dealing with, or from whatever is happening outside of you, but also from like other people. So yeah, it's just interesting that that's the energy of advice that is coming through for you, is to actually connect with other people. And with the Eight of Wands, this is very often a card of communication, of reaching out. And again, I just feel like it's going to lead you to more success with the Six of Wands. It's going to lead you to more like resolution, or more to this place where you are trying to make sense of things, and where you are trying to, again, find this peace, find this like purpose or meaning behind things. And again, it for some reason feels like the peace and quiet is not going to be coming right now, because the energies that you are in right now, and the emotional, the levels of emotion that you're dealing with internally, are just kind of not allowing you to get to that peaceful state right now, which you may actually even be like experiencing. So even if you are in the group of people who maybe did actually like physically isolate yourself as well, maybe you went on some kind of retreat, or maybe you went on some kind of like vision quest, or tried to like physically take yourself out of the situation so that you could separate yourself from the whole energy and kind of be on your own, right? Get that like peace of mind. You may have experienced that the peace of mind didn't actually come, even though you physically took yourself out of the situation, because it's like the energy is still with you, right? Like the emotions and everything that is needing to be worked through, that is this hectic. It's not something that you can just like walk away from. So I kind of feel like this separating yourself or walking away from a situation is not really the answer here. It's not giving you the kind of effect that you were hoping that it would give you. So yeah, honestly, it just feels like the advice section is fairly straightforward here. Whatever happened, it's best to deal with it by talking things through, and by explaining your point of view, and kind of working together with whoever was involved in the situation, so that you could kind of make peace with the situation, or at least come to some sort of resolution and move past it in the most beneficial way for all parties involved. Because it just feels like you are not going to be able to get that clarity that you are seeking like just by yourself. You may not be able to see it. So yeah, I feel like communication truly is key in this situation, and just working with others, whoever are involved in the situation with you. But that's kind of the energy that I'm getting with these cards. So to close this reading out, I'm also going to pull out some advice cards from this Sufi Wisdom Oracle deck. So let's see if Spirit has any last pieces of advice for you regarding this situation. Any last pieces of advice for pile number 1 regarding their situation? Oh, thank you. We have return to joy. We are here to experience joy. Yeah, definitely. It feels like that's kind of something that you are wanting to get to. You are wanting to return to joy, but it's like, again, it just feels like it's not really possible unless you allow the more like harsh and the more intense energies to subside first. But yeah, I actually love that this is coming through, because it also feels kind of like hopeful about the future. Any other, okay. We also have drunk with love. Let love lift you to freedom. Yeah, again, it feels like the like connecting with other people is actually the answer that is going to help you more in this situation than isolating yourself and trying to kind of like find the meaning and find the purpose by yourself. Yeah. And we also have beyond the ego, surrender to the flow of life. Again, I kind of feel like it actually coincides with this section here, with this blind spot, where it maybe wasn't like whatever happened, it's clear that it was very intense and it wasn't easy to accept. But it does feel like it's something that had to happen for a reason. And even if you don't really like understand it, if you can't make sense of it just yet, then again, it feels like just going with the flow and trusting life and trusting that whatever did happen happened for the benefit of all of you. I feel like that's really going to help you in this situation. And again, with this return to joy, it feels like it's just a temporary state, because we all go through ebbs and flows in life, right? So it's just one of the moments of ebb, and there is going to be flow coming back into your life again, okay? So yeah, I hope that the messages coming through this pile were useful and were helpful and helped you make sense of the situation a bit, and maybe helped you to see whatever you're going through from a slightly different angle. So if you found this reading helpful, then I would really appreciate it if you let me know by giving me a thumbs up or by leaving me a comment in the comment section. And you can also, of course, subscribe if you haven't done that already. I would love to have you here. Yeah, that's all the messages I have for you this time, and I am wishing you guys all the best and sending you lots and lots of love and light. Please take care of yourselves, and I hope to see you guys very soon in my next reading. Bye bye. Hello, pile number 2. So this is your reading, and I hope you are as excited about it as I am. So as always, I'm first going to start off with some oracle cards to get a glimpse into what it is that you're currently dealing with. And then we will look at your blind spot and the advice a bit later on in the reading. But before we jump into the cards, please guys remember that this is still a general reading, okay? So always use your discernment and your intuition as you're watching these readings. And if anything that comes through doesn't sound like it's talking about your life, then it most likely isn't. And you don't have to listen to it, and you don't have to take it on board, okay? You always have free will. I also did want to point out that if you are struggling, or if you are in an emotionally like very, very difficult place right now, then please use extra amounts of discernment as you're watching these readings, okay? Because I wouldn't want any of my readings ever to have a negative impact on someone, or to trigger someone, or make things you know, worse for someone if they're already like struggling on a mental or emotional level. So yeah, please look after yourselves, and if at any point this reading becomes too triggering for you, please stop watching, okay? Just take care of yourself. That's the most important thing. But having said all of that, let's get into your cards here. So let's see. Okay, we're starting off with hope. Ooh, we also have the coyote. And music, harmony. Okay, we have strategy in reverse, and the second chakra, Archangel Ariel, which is your sacral chakra. Okay, by the way, if you can hear like really loud noises coming from outside, it's construction. So yeah, just ignore that if you can. Okay, so the thing that I'm feeling for you, pile number 2, is that you could be finding yourself in a situation where you can't really make sense of things too much, where there could be either like encounters that you're dealing with, or simply like things not really going your way, things not really flowing. And it's like you're trying to make something work, but it's just not working. And I kind of get the sense that you could be kind of like struggling to keep going with whatever it is that you are not like succeeding, or whatever it is that you're not succeeding in. It looks like you're trying to keep hopeful though, with this hope card being in the middle here. It looks like you're trying to hold on to hope, and you're trying to have faith in like things working out for you, but I feel like it's really, really difficult. It feels like you're truly struggling, and it also feels like you're kind of getting a bit tired, if I'm completely honest, because it looks like with this coyote, like this energy here, I feel like life is kind of really unpredictable. It's like you're trying to make plans, you're trying to work on things, you're trying to set things in place and kind of have control over things, but it seems like whatever it is that you're doing and whatever plan you put in place, it either gets like torn down or like something happens where your plan is not viable anymore. So it's almost like you get this like rug pulled out from under you a lot, and it keeps like, I feel like it keeps happening over and over and over again. It's like you put a new plan or strategy in place and the next thing, like, it gets torn down again. It feels like, or I should say, it feels like you feel like life is working against you, or it's like you are constantly coming up to these like challenges, or you're being faced constantly with different obstacles, different hardships, different tests, and it just feels like nothing is flowing. It just feels like a struggle. And I'm kind of getting the sense that as much as you're trying to like kind of work with the energy, as much as you're trying to be super creative with the second chakra, right? As much as you're trying to be super creative and like finding new solutions, finding new ways of doing things, and kind of like, again, not giving in, being hopeful and just working with what you have, it feels like you're kind of like getting closer and closer to a breaking point here. Or it's like you're just kind of feeling like what the hell? What is going on? Why is this happening to me? Why is everything so difficult? Why is nothing going the way that I wanted to go? Honestly, it feels like, I don't know, you should be super proud of yourself, because I don't know, I'm kind of getting this like Aries energy almost. You may have Aries in your chart a lot, or you may be an Aries sun sign or moon or rising, or maybe even Aries Mars. But it just feels like you have a lot of this like fieriness, and you have a lot of this like drive to keep pursuing what it is that you're doing. But for some reason, it's just like, whatever you do, you face another wall, and it's just getting super tiring and super frustrating, as much as you're keeping this positive, hopeful energy still going. So yeah, I do have to commend you, because I feel like it's really difficult to stay hopeful in that kind of situation. But let's get into the cards and see what is the actual blind spot here that you're not seeing. So if you resonate with this part, if that's something that you're going through right now, then this is definitely your pile. And let's see what is going on. Okay, we have the Six of Swords. Oh, with the Four of Swords. And the Page of Pentacles in reverse. Okay. Next we have the Three of Swords in reverse with the Page of Cups in reverse and the Four of Wands in reverse. Okay. So just to kind of clarify, these first three cards are talking about your blind spot, that the thing that you're not seeing in this current situation, and these three cards are talking about what you can do with this blind spot. Okay, honestly, okay, I don't know how happy this blind spot is going to make some of you. It's probably not something that you really want to hear, so just putting it out there straight away. But I'm kind of getting the sense that the blind spot in the situation is that the universe is trying to like guide you to a whole other place. The universe doesn't like whatever it is that you're doing. And it can be like regarding some sort of like career pursuit, or some sort of project, or some sort of area of study that you're trying to do. Or it could even be like some form of relationship that you're trying to keep alive, or keep spiced up, or something like that. It just feels like the universe is actually trying to guide you on a different path. And that's why like all of the creative ways for you to deal with the situation or for you to try and better the situation. The reason why they keep coming up to like new obstacles and new challenges and why this thing is so difficult is because the universe doesn't want you to keep finding new ways. The universe wants you to find a new thing. So again, I'm sure that it's something that probably is not going to, be music to all of your ears. Some of you most likely are going to be super pissed off about this part, and I do apologize, because trust me, I know how infuriating it is when you've been working on something, you've been putting your energy and effort into something, and then someone tells you like, oh, it's not the right thing, you should just like move on. It can feel like a slap in the face, or like, why did I like waste my time? Why did I waste my energy and all that? But truly, I feel like the thing that you have been dealing with has most likely taught you a lot, and has most likely possibly like made you aware of all of these different like creative abilities that you do have that maybe you didn't even know you possessed. And so I feel like whatever the situation is has been useful to you in some way, definitely. You may just need to like kind of dig a bit deeper and find out what it is, what is the silver lining in the situation. But honestly, it feels rather like blatant with these cards, with the Six of Swords, with the Four of Swords, and the Page of Pentacles in reverse. Because with the Six of Swords, it's kind of the energy of like moving on to something that is a bit more in flow, that is a bit more peaceful, and taking everything that you have learned with you, but leaving that like stressful and tense energy behind, and finding somewhere where there are calmer waters ahead. Especially with the Four of Swords as well. This is very much talking about that like peace of mind, having a calm mental space, not needing to like worry, not needing to think too much, just again going with the flow, being in flow. And with this Page of Pentacles in reverse, it honestly just feels like the universe is saying like, you don't need to come up with new approaches like constantly to make this thing work, or to try and make this thing work, because I feel like there isn't really any approach that you could do with this situation, because again, I feel like it's not the right thing for you. It's not in alignment with your highest good, and the universe is just trying to like guide you, or it feels almost like even force you or push you in a different direction, so that you would choose like another path for yourself and leave this one be. So that's really the blind spot that I see here. And again, I do apologize to anyone who is like super pissed off about that message. But again, with this Coyote card here, I feel like it's some sort of like bigger divine plan, or bigger divine like blueprint, that maybe doesn't make sense to you right now, but in time it definitely will. Because even with this like Three of Swords in reverse, and the Page of Cups in reverse, and the Four of Wands in reverse. So I'm looking at this like advice section, or like what you can do with this blind spot, right? And I honestly feel like what Spirit is saying is like, there is no need to keep struggling. There's no need to keep suffering in this situation. Because again, whatever it is that you are dealing with, and whatever it is that you are putting so much of yourself into and working so hard to either like keep alive, or to keep pushing forward, it looks like it's not really like filling you up emotionally anyway, or it's not really offering you the kind of stability and security that you actually desire. So it just feels like there is something wrong with the foundation of it with this Four of Wands. And yeah, honestly, I mean, with this Three of Swords could not be more blatant. It's just saying that it's time to kind of stop struggling and stop making things so difficult for yourself. And it's better to, again, like go with the flow and allow yourself to kind of be guided. Because again, it looks like your energy reserves are kind of getting depleted anyway. It feels like you're getting tired. It feels like you're getting more and more frustrated by the amount of challenges that you face, and it's not really like making you happy. So why like force towards the waves, right? I feel like it would be so much easier to just let the universe guide you and direct you to a place that is actually way more aligned with you, or that would bring you what you are ultimately after. So yeah, honestly, I don't even feel the need to like keep dragging this reading on, because this feels like a rather straightforward message and a very like specific message. So if this is your scenario, if this is your story, then you know. But yeah, honestly, I just feel like there is something much better in store for you, and it's not whatever it is that you are trying so hard to work towards right now. But if you're still here, if you haven't clicked off this reading yet because of the messages coming through, then we are going to get some last oracle cards for you as well to close this reading out with. These are going to be last divine messages for you from Spirit that are going to give you some advice or guidance as to this current situation that you're dealing with. So let's see. What are the last messages that you'd like pile to know? Last pieces of guidance or advice for pile 2, please. Oh, okay, there go my crystals. Okay, anyway. Oh, we actually have exactly 3. So we have speak out, communicate, and solve the conflicts. Okay, interesting. So some of you could be experiencing some sort of conflicts as well. And if that's the case, then the universe is clearly urging you to be open and honest about them and kind of work through them. Okay, we also have heart of the matter. Align life's pathways through the heart. Yeah. Again, as I was saying, it feels like the reason why these changes or these like obstacles are coming up for you is because like the universe is trying to guide you to a path that would be more in alignment with you. So it just feels like the universe is asking you to kind of have an open mind and an open heart, because it is trying to like realign you or align you to something that would actually make you more happy than whatever this is. And we have deal with the unexpected, treat the unforeseen as a divine offering. Oh my goodness, that is actually such a perfect card for you, because yeah, it just feels like, as I was saying, right, it feels like you are being put up against these like really unexpected and possibly like frustrating or unpleasant challenges and obstacles. And with like this sentence is just perfect. Treat the unforeseen as a divine offering. So again, just like if something happens that you feel is like frustrating, or you can't understand why you are being faced with these blocks and challenges, then see it as a divine offering. Like see it as the universe trying to guide you to something else, trying to steer you in a different direction. So yeah, that's kind of what I feel here. And as like annoying as some of the messages that came through this reading might be for some of you, I do feel that like ultimately Spirit is just trying to do what is best for you, and it's going to be a lot easier for you to go through the situation if you don't like fight against where you are being guided, where you're being led. Okay. And I also feel like with the speak out, the last thing I want to say about this card is that if the situation that you are trying to like cling on to or keep alive is some sort of like a relationship that is not actually very functional, or you know, if it's like too difficult, too nerve-wracking, and you know, if it's not the real thing, then I feel like Spirit is urging you to kind of like talk things through and put your cards on the table and resolve the conflicts or any like issues or difficulties that you have, and kind of like part your ways in a, how should I say it, in like a peaceful manner or in a calm manner, because especially with the music harmony being here as well, I feel like there's really no need to like get wrapped up in any conflicts. It's better to keep things like civil and friendly as much as possible, and to not create any kind of like emotional baggage or karma or that kind of thing. But again, as much as possible, it's best to like try and work things out and end things on a friendly note, or at least on like a peaceful note, so that there wouldn't be any hard feelings and any grudges or anything like that, right? And so that you could move on with an easier heart, or with a lighter heart. So I feel like that's why this card is here, to just kind of urge you to speak about anything that could be lingering for you in your heart space, or anything that you may be kind of withholding and not allowing to be worked through. And that way it's just going to be much more easy for you to actually move forward from whatever the situation is. Okay, so that's just something that I wanted to point out as a last thing. But generally, pile number 2, as much as possible, just try and go with the flow, and I feel like things are going to be getting much more easy for you that way. Thank you for watching this reading, and if anything resonated for you, I would love it if you let me know by leaving me a comment or giving me a thumbs up. And also, of course, I would love it the most if you decided to subscribe and join me for future readings as well. But please take care of yourselves, and I do hope to see you guys very soon in my next reading. Bye-bye. Hello, pile number 3. So this is your reading, and yeah, it's going to be very interesting and hopefully very illuminating to see what your blind spots are and how you can best deal with them. But before we get into the cards, I do also want to just quickly remind you that this is still a general reading, okay? So please always use your discernment, and as you are watching this reading, if anything that I say doesn't sound like it's talking about you or your life, or, you know, if you just don't like the sound of something, then you don't have to take those messages on board, okay? Just take the parts that truly resonate, and everything else you can leave behind. And also, I just do want to point out as well that if you are struggling very, very much on an emotional or mental level, then please be extra careful while watching these readings, because I know that tarot readings can be super triggering and kind of like have a negative effect if you're already in that kind of difficult space. So yeah, please be careful, okay? And if at any point you feel like this reading is becoming too triggering for you, then please stop watching, okay? Because I would never want my readings to have a negative impact on anyone and make them feel worse than they already are, okay? So yeah, that's just something for you to bear in mind. But let's see what you are dealing with. Okay, so we're starting off with Justice. We also have Stand Still. Oh, and Breath with this Forest energy. Okay, we also have Man Holding a Heart in reverse, and Magician and the Mirror. Okay, the first thing I want to say, pile number 3, is that I'm kind of getting a flashback energy somewhat to pile number 1. So if you were kind of like drawn to that pile too, then I would definitely recommend watching that one as well, because there are certain similarities that I'm feeling. But the general energy that I get from these cards is that I feel like there was some sort of like conclusion, or there was some sort of decision made, or like some sort of consequences to a situation that you are now having to like live with. By the way, if you can hear like some sort of like weird noises, then it's coming from outside. There is construction work happening right now, so please try and ignore that as much as you can. But yeah, if you hear anything, that's construction. But seriously, it feels like you're just trying to like regain your balance, and you're trying to kind of get yourself in a somewhat like calm and harmonious place again after something has happened or some sort of result has been made, not made, but you know, has come out, or a decision has been made or something like that. So it almost feels like you're trying to like gather yourself and get yourself in like this stable place again. Because I'm not exactly sure what it was that came to some sort of a conclusion, or what sort of a resolution you've gone through. But with this man holding a heart, it does feel like it could have had something to do with like something that you loved, or something that you were heavily emotionally invested in, something that meant a lot to you, whether it's some sort of a relationship, or whether it's some sort of a living arrangement or situation, place, that kind of thing, whether it's a work situation or scenario, or whether it's some sort of project that you really love to work on but that ended, or whether the project didn't go as you would have liked it to, and so you kind of have to like call it quits and walk away from it. I'm not sure, like there could be so many different scenarios going on here, but it does feel like whatever it is definitely had an effect on you on an emotional level. So I feel like due to that kind of like emotional blow, it feels like you maybe suffered some sort of like what's the word I'm looking for? It could be that you like actually suffered a blow to your confidence as well, or to like how you see yourself. Because with this Magician and the Mirror, it almost looks like you're not really seeing your power right now, or you're feeling kind of maybe more insecure than you were before because of whatever this was that came to some sort of a head. And I feel like that's the thing that you're trying to kind of regain. You're trying to regain your groove, or your mojo, right? Your energy, the way it was before. Just kind of get like your confidence levels up again. I keep wanting to say security levels. I'm not sure exactly what that means, but I keep hearing the word security. So it's like you could be trying to regain your security as well. Again, take that as it resonates. But honestly, it just feels like this is kind of like the calm after the storm, and you're trying to like get things to be in a stable and harmonious, safe place again. So that's kind of the energy that I feel that you are dealing with right now. So you're recovering from whatever took place, whatever this resolution was. And it almost feels like you're kind of like licking your wounds as well. That's for some of you. I don't feel like that's the case for all of you, because I feel like there are some of you who are maybe struggling with it more on an emotional level, and then there are others who are taking more of a practical or a more pragmatic approach, and just trying to like get things back on track, and maybe are not putting as much focus on your emotional state. So some of you are definitely feeling it more than others, but I feel like the effect on like your self-esteem or your sense of security it's like that has taken a blow all the same. So yeah, that's kind of the energy that I feel for you, pile number 3. If you resonate with this at all, then this is definitely the right pile for you. And yeah, it's going to be interesting to see what the blind spot in the situation is and how you can deal with it. So let's see what we have. Oh, we have Fortune Fairy, which is the like Wheel of Fortune in a traditional sense. Okay, we also have the Fool in reverse. Oh my goodness, you have 3 major arcanas, and those two are really similar. It's kind of interesting, and again, they're like the color scheme is very similar. Again, I'm seeing some similarities between your pile and pile number 1, so I really wanted to point that out. This life renewed, by the way, is like judgment in a traditional tarot sense. Okay, we also have the Knight of Cups in reverse. We have the Page of Wands, and we have the Hanged Man in reverse. Yeah, you're getting lots and lots of major arcana. So whatever this thing was, whatever this Justice card is talking about, that like came to some sort of a resolution or conclusion. Again, it feels like this was something that the divine had its hand in. But honestly, like the thing I'm getting here with this blind spot, because these cards are talking about the blind spot specifically, what it is that you're not seeing. And I'm getting the sense that, first of all, again, as I said, it feels like this was a divine orchestration. That's the first thing that you may not be seeing. But the other thing is that I feel like the reason why this happened was that there was almost like this need for some sort of a change or some sort of a cycle shift for you. And I get that specifically with the Fortune Fairy here, because it's like maybe things were like too kind of in place and too fixed and too stagnant for quite some time, and it was just time for something to move forward. It was time for it. And especially with the Fool in reverse here, it could be that what the universe tried to kind of urge you to do was to like try out something new, or to put yourself in new situations, and to maybe take a risk every once in a while, because maybe you just got a bit too comfortable in the kind of lifestyle that you were living before, or the situation that you were in before, and it just maybe got to a point where, again, you were just too stagnant. You weren't really moving, you weren't progressing, you weren't growing. And because it almost feels like maybe you were almost like a bystander in your own life, where you weren't really taking too much part in things and in like experiences. You were just kind of like living in this cocoon that you had set for yourself, and that's where you really wanted to stay. I feel like the universe just wanted to like kind of push you in a direction where you needed to break out of that stagnant state, where you needed to make some sort of change and make some sort of like necessary adjustments so that something new could begin. As we see here, right, the life renewed card. The universe pretty much forced you so that you would have to leave this comfort zone behind and put yourself in a situation where something new could emerge. So that's really the blind spot here. And I feel like it's, I don't know about you guys, but I always get such kind of like an essence of ease when I see that like something happened because like the universe made it happen, you know, that there was some sort of like bigger purpose to it, or, you know, that something happened that way for a reason. And it really all comes down to how much you have faith in the universe and how much you trust the way that the universe works. But if you do have faith that the universe works for you and not against you, then I feel like this is something that is probably like a really reassuring or a consoling thing to hear. So yeah, I just feel like this was a bit of a nudge from the universe, honestly, and that's something that you possibly were not seeing, that maybe you didn't even see how much you were clinging on to this old way of living, or the this old situation or these old circumstances. Maybe you didn't even see that. And it's kind of funny that that sort of energy is also being mirrored back from this section over here, because this section is talking about what you can do about this blind spot, how you can handle this situation in the best way right now. And we have the Knight of Cups in reverse with the Page of Wands and the Hanged Man in reverse. So I'm seeing a definite connection with these two cards over here. And I do feel like this thing did cause you this result, caused you some sort of emotional pain or some sort of emotional discomfort. Again, the level of emotional effect is going to differ for all of you depending on what it is exactly that like came to this resolution and how invested you were in it emotionally. That's going to be different for all of you, but it did definitely affect you on an emotional level. I can see that there was some sort of emotional investment in this situation, but it feels very, very straightforward that what the universe is suggesting here is for you to embrace this new energy, embrace these new opportunities and all of these possibilities that life has to offer you. With the Page of Wands, like this is actually one of my favorite pages, honestly, because it's so full of life. It's so like innocent, but also adventurous and daring at the same time, because it's like everything is new, everything is exciting. There is so much for you to discover and experience. So this is the kind of attitude that the universe is suggesting for you to have, because with the Hanged Man in reverse, it just feels like, again, it is time. It's definitely time for you to come out of this stagnant energy, to breathe new life into your life. Because even though I was talking about like you trying to harmonize and find your ground again and find some peace again, with this standstill, it like this could actually be talking about the energy that you were in before, and that was the energy that kind of came to a close, right? Or that was the energy that ended for you. This space of like things being the same for a very long time. Again, regardless of like what area of life it's talking about, it just feels like some sort of situation that was almost like non-moving has been stopped or has been cut off for you. And so yeah, I almost feel like what the universe like wants you to point your focus on is that this is a new opportunity. And instead of like seeing the thing as something that you lost or something that was taken away from you, or like instead of seeing it from a negative point of view, the universe asks you to see it as something exciting and to kind of get really pumped for everything that you could experience. Because I honestly feel like part of this change, part of this shift was so that you could discover your true potential, which maybe didn't even have the opportunity to like come to the surface or to emerge before, whatever your situation was. Maybe the situation was just so comfortable and so kind of like easygoing that you really didn't even have to test yourself or see what it is that you are capable of. And now with this shift, with this change, that's what kind of like the universe is urging you towards or pointing you towards. And I feel like it is going to be really, really exciting. So yeah, this actually feels like a positive thing, but you may kind of need to shift your perspective to see it that way, is what I'm getting here. But honestly, this is all like the universe. This is all the universe working to bring you some sort of new and refreshed energy. Do you see all the children coming out here? There's so much like childlike energy, and it feels really, really sweet, honestly. So yeah, that's the main part of the reading for you, pile number 3. But before we close this reading out, I'm also going to pull some oracle cards for you to just to give you some last pieces of guidance from the universe. So let's see. Any last pieces of guidance for pile number 3 regarding their current situation, please? Any last pieces of guidance for pile number 3 regarding their current situation? Oh. Finding the path. You are the driver and the navigator. Oh my God, I love it. Yeah, it, like, honestly, you have the ability. There is so much that you can do with your free will. But it also like comes down to how much you have faith and trust in the universe. And if you are able to combine those two, knowing that there is a lot of power that you have over your own life, again, with this Magician and the Mirror, which is what I feel that you are asked to kind of discover here. If you're able to see that part of like your own personal power and combine it with having faith in the universe and knowing that things are happening for the benefit of you, then I feel like you are absolutely golden. Like, you are going to go through life much more easily than the people who are maybe not able to see life that way, who are not able to perceive life that way. So yeah, this finding the path is again, is definitely what I feel like is something that the universe is urging you towards. Okay, anything else, please? Oh. Any other last messages, please, for pile number 3 regarding their current situation? Oh my goodness. Okay. Okay, well, you get 4 clearly, so we're gonna take all of these 3 that came out. Okay, we also have willpower. Improve your willpower to reduce your stress level. Oh my God, it's crazy. But yeah, again, very much coinciding with the rest of the messages that have already come out. Sorry, I'm trying to keep them in a somewhat nice form. Yeah, you definitely have willpower. I feel like this is all about like making you see how much power you do have and how much you get to decide what you do with your life. And also, like, so I feel like that this is all to kind of guide you towards what it is that you can do, what it is that you're truly capable of. So this is all about like enhancing your level of confidence and again your level of self-esteem and all that. So really positive energy. We also have gift of freedom. Break away from your attachments. Yeah, I feel like that's kind of what already happened. So again, yeah, see it as a gift rather than a curse or like a punishment of some sort. See it as a gift of freedom, because with this Page of Wands as well, it feels like now you have the ability to see something from a whole new perspective and to see it with like fresh eyes and be in this beautiful new energy, new exciting energy that is full of opportunity, full of possibility, and there is just like everything is available for you. So there is a lot to go and explore. And I also love that it's coming out with this Forest Breath card, which is about like taking that deep breath of fresh air and just like being able to relax and enjoy and yeah, this freedom feels very much like it's coming through that card as well. And lastly, we have simple pleasures. Look for beauty that is all around you. Yeah, I feel like there is, again, this is just talking about perspective. The best way for you to go through the situation is by tweaking your perspective, right? With the Hanged Man in reverse, seeing it from a different angle, seeing it as a gift rather than something negative. So, wow, this just feels like a story of the universe pushing you more towards kind of like stepping into this truly powerful, authentic version of you and making sure that you really see that aspect within yourself and really embrace that aspect so that you could make your life what you want it to be. Okay? So I love this reading for you so much. This feels super positive and super exciting. And I hope you loved it too. If this resonated for you, I would love it if you let me know. You can give me a thumbs up or you can leave me a comment down in the comment section. And of course, if you haven't subscribed, I would love it if you subscribed as well so that we could hang out in the future too. But that is all the messages that I have for you. Please take care of yourselves, pile number 3, and I hope to see you guys very soon in my next one. Bye-bye. Hello, pile number 4. This is your reading, and yeah, I hope that we are going to have a lot of fun together. So you may already know if you've been watching my pick a card readings before, but I like to start out my readings with a quick overview of what it is that you're currently going through, and then we're going to get into the main meat of the reading, which is what is your current blind spot and what you can do about it. So that's the reading for today. But before we get into the cards, please guys remember that this is a general reading, okay? So only take the parts that truly resonate with you, and everything else you can leave behind. And another thing that I do want you guys to please bear in mind is that if you are going through something very heavy and difficult emotionally or mentally, then please be extra careful when watching these tarot readings online, because I know how triggering they can be and how much of an impact they can have. So yeah, if at any point you feel like this reading is becoming too triggering for you, then please stop watching the reading, okay? It's so important that you take care of yourself and that you take care of your mental health. So yeah, this is supposed to make you feel better and more empowered, not worse about yourself and your life, okay? So yeah, please look after yourselves is all I'm saying. But having said all of that, let's get into your reading and see what is going on with you. Oh wow, we are starting off with the moon and the staff. Okay, wow. Okay, we're getting some really interesting contrasting cards here. We also have dance celebration and man holding a coin and attachment in reverse. Okay, pile number 4, I am getting a very interesting energy with you guys. It almost feels like you have overcome something major, like something really major. It's almost like you have taken control of your life and you've really faced some serious deeply ingrained fears or deeply ingrained limiting beliefs that you've had, and it's like you're finally setting yourself free of something. Yeah, it just feels like you're super in control of your life. Honestly, right now, that's what it feels like. With this man holding a coin, it doesn't have to mean that you are a man yourself. This is just very masculine energy, and I'm also getting a very masculine energy with the staff here. This just, honestly, both of these cards just feel like taking leadership in your own life. And it feels like that's something that is like a result of very hard work, very diligent work. It seems like you've been putting a lot of energy, a lot of time, a lot of your mental capacity to working through some stuff. Now, for the most part, I do feel that this is talking about things that have been like internally holding you back and keeping you attached, right? Or keeping you stuck in some way. But it could also be talking about something like physical, something in your physical surroundings. It could also be talking about something like that, a job or a home or a relationship or anything like that, really. Whatever you have been kind of a part of, or whatever you were a part of before, and you've now like left it behind, or you've actually summoned up the courage to walk away from it and to set yourself free from whatever that thing was, again, whether it was internal or whether it was actually some sort of like physical thing that you experienced in your life. It just feels so liberating, and it feels like such a massive feat. Honestly, it's actually a really nice energy, and that's why I said that it's very interesting, that the energy that I'm feeling with you is interesting, because for the other piles, it feels like there is stuff that is like ongoing and that is like still needing to be worked through for the most part. But with you, it feels like this is almost like a finish line of something, a finish line, or again, a celebration, right? A result of something that you have been working on for a seriously long time, it feels like. Some of you may not actually even believe that like you have been able to leave something behind or break away from something. It's almost like you can't believe that it's happening. You can't believe that it's your reality now. It's like, it's almost like it hasn't seeped in yet. And some of you may be like almost questioning whether you are completely free from something. Especially, that's what I feel like, especially if it is, well, actually, no, I kind of feel like it's both on the same level. So, like, again, if it is some sort of like internal, like shadow work, that kind of thing that you've been working on, and like working through some internal issues, then it could be that you're like, I feel like you're happy, but I also feel like it's almost like you're questioning, or you want to be very, very sure that it is something that you have in fact overcome and left behind. And the same thing if you have done something in the physical realm, right? If you've left some sort of job, or if you've decided to leave a relationship that wasn't healthy, or if you decided to move out and seek a new place of residence. It could be that you're like questioning whether you are fully free from those things. So it's like that kind of like new energy that you are now in that hasn't fully seeped in yet. That's kind of the energy that I'm feeling. But honestly, for the most part, I feel like this is very, very positive energy, very in control energy. It feels like you have a good grip on your life, where you are right now, and again, it just feels like a major personal feat. Like you have literally stood up to some of the fears that you maybe at one point thought you were never going to be able to overcome. Like you were never going to be able to leave that job that you weren't happy with, or you were never going to be like able to leave your home that was like too small, or that wasn't very comfortable, that wasn't like your dream home. Maybe you never thought that you'd be able to leave that place. Maybe you never thought that you'd be able to finally like set yourself free from some sort of partner that was like too dominating, or that wasn't allowing you to be you, that wasn't making you happy, like anything like that, really. I feel like it's you truly have a lot to be happy about, but I do see that it's probably going to take some time for it to fully sink in. But if that's something that you resonate with, then this is definitely the pile for you. And let's just see what are the blind spots in your current circumstances and what you can do about them. So let's see. Okay, we have the 10 of Swords. We also have Temperance. And we have the Hermit in reverse. Oh my goodness, you are going to love this blind spot, I can already tell you. Okay, and we have the 7 of Wands with the 9 of Pentacles in reverse and the 10 of Wands in reverse. Okay, beautiful. Yeah, so as I said, pile number 4, you have a lot to be happy about. So let's get straight into it. So the first 3 cards, these are talking about what you're not seeing about your current situation. And with the 10 of Swords, seriously, it feels like whatever it is that you have walked away from, or whatever it is that you have set yourself free from, it is like officially in the past. It's done, it's dead, it's completely, it's just done. So I feel like that's something that you can kind of rest easy on or about. Not sure what the right term is, but it's just something that you don't really have to worry about or question too much, because it does seem like this ending is a true ending. And with this Temperance, again, it's like a double confirmation of like the old situation has officially turned into something new. Like the energy has shifted. You have transmuted it into something different, and it's never going to be the same anymore. It's never going to be what it was. And I feel like it's something that is truly going to make you really, really happy. So with the Hermit in reverse, it's like you don't really have to like question anymore, or the part of the, like, especially if you have been doing like shadow work and that kind of thing, I feel like this is a full confirmation of like you have done something major, something massive, and you can kind of like come out of hiding now. You can be rest assured that everything has shifted, everything has changed, and you are now ready for this new energy, for this more free energy. So this is absolutely amazing. And another thing I want to say about this blind spot is that, like, if at any point you feel threatened in some way, or if at any point you feel like insecure about where you are or where you're headed, I feel like this situation has actually kind of prepared you for having a more confident way of dealing with things in the future as well. So it's almost like, thanks to whatever this situation is that you have gone through and that you have separated yourself from, it feels like it's like, how should I word it in the best way? So if you find yourself like questioning whether this is truly like the end, and if you're not really like able to process everything fully just yet because it's so fresh, then I just feel like the other aspect of this blind spot is that, like, you truly have the ability to like shift the situation as you want it to be. Like you have the ability to transmute the energy. If you find yourself in some sort of situation that you're not fully happy with, then it's like you have the wisdom now, you have the preparation needed, or the assets needed to deal with the situation accordingly, and make it into what you want it to be. So it's almost like this separation, or this liberation process that you've gone through has allowed you to kind of like set yourself free in the future as well, if you ever need to do that again. I hope it came out in an understandable way. So yeah, this is something that is going to like stick with you. This is a long-term shift that you've gone through. This is kind of like a reward for all of your hard work. This is the universe saying that, you know, they see how much you've done, they see how much you've grown, and how much you have worked on bettering your life and bettering yourself. And this is just again, this is the result of all of your hard work. So you should be really, really happy. And I kind of see that with this section over here as well, which is talking about like what you can do about this blind spot. And I honestly feel like with all of these cards coming out in reverse, it's almost like it's just saying like you don't really have to worry, you don't have to fight, you don't have to question, you don't have to be worried and feel burdened by like feeling like you don't have control in the situation, because I feel like you do have full control in the situation right now. So there's really no need to feel insecure with this Nine of Pentacles in reverse. No need to feel insecure. And I mean, it's only natural that, you know, that you do have questions and that you do sometimes like get doubtful. I mean, we're only human. That's normal. But honestly, it just feels like the universe just wants you to embrace this energy and wants you to celebrate this energy and take it as the blessing that it is, because you do truly deserve it. So just enjoy having this freedom. Don't get too caught up in your head about things. And if you find yourself becoming too worried, or if you find yourself starting to like question and doubt whether you truly have it in you to like to have this amount of control over your life, or to really like walk away from something that isn't serving you, then just remind yourself of this feat, this huge thing that you have already accomplished. Remind yourself of that, and I feel like it's going to help you see that if you've been able to do it once, you're going to be able to do it again. So yeah, really, really beautiful energy. I feel like it wasn't easy by any means for you to go through this, but it definitely feels like like you have a lot to be happy about. But before we close this reading out, I do also want to pull some oracle cards as well from the divine to give you last pieces of guidance. So let's see if we can get any last messages, any last pieces of advice that Spirit wants to give pile number 4 regarding their current situation. Okay, this one feels like it wants to... Okay, we have heart of the matter again. Align life's pathways through the heart. Okay, yeah, this actually feels really apt, because again, it's like if something feels right, then go for it, do it. And if something doesn't feel right, then why are you doing it, right? So I feel like just living life through your heart space and kind of following that, and aligning your decisions based on like what feels right for you is probably the best way to move forward. So I really, really love that advice for you. Anything else? Any other last pieces of guidance for pile number 4 regarding their current situation? Any other last pieces of guidance or advice for pile number 4? Oh, thank you. We also have Dawn of Love. Love is rising on the horizon of your life. Wow, this is really nice. Now, I'm not really like the one to say things like, oh, you know, I see love coming into your life. At times, like that may come through from a reading, but this kind of love that this card is talking about feels more like spiritual, or feels more like that love is coming from you, if that makes sense. And I hope that it's not going to be a massive bummer to all of you who are looking for love, but again, it just feels like you are starting to like appreciate life more because of the freedom that you're now feeling, because of the empowerment that you are starting to feel more and more. So yeah, this just feels like your love towards life, if I'm being completely honest. But of course, like who's to say that, you know, you aren't going to be meeting a new love sometime soon? Anything can happen, really. So yeah, but it just feels like you're going to start embracing life more and more as time goes on. Can I get one last message, please? One last piece of guidance for pile number 4 regarding their current situation. Oh, thank you. Oh my goodness. Okay, you are actually getting 2 of the same cards that I think we had for the previous pile. I think it was for pile number 3. So yeah, you may want to watch pile number 3 if like that pulled you in at all, but yeah, it's just interesting that you're getting similar advice. But we have gift of freedom, break away from your attachments. Oh my goodness, again, another word saying attachment, or another card, I should say, another card saying the word attachment. So it just, again, it feels like that's something that you have already done, and it may just feel like a kind of an encouragement for you to see that you are able to do it again. You are able to, like, if ever you feel tied down to something, you have the ability to face your fears again and step into the unknown and break free, because you've already done it. And honestly, this reading is all about just enjoying the moment, celebrating the moment, and celebrating this massive feat. So it is a gift of freedom that you have given yourself, honestly, is what I feel like. And just enjoy it. Seriously, just enjoy it. And I hope that it's going to be something that you get to enjoy for a very long time. But pile number 4, oh my goodness, what a reading. This was such a powerful reading, and I really enjoyed delivering these messages to you. So I really hope that it resonated for some of you at least. If this was your story, then I would love it if you let me know. First of all, I'm super happy for you, by the way, as well. I do want to point that out. Super happy for you. But if this did resonate with you, please let me know. You can do that by giving me a thumbs up or by leaving me a comment. And of course, don't forget to subscribe if you enjoy my energy and the kind of readings that I do, because I would love to hang out with you in the future as well. But that's all the messages that I have for you. Please take care of yourselves, and I hope to see you guys very soon in my next one. Bye-bye.